watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. I am Phoebe Swale. Let's begin with tonight's headlines. A new chapter unfolds as residents of Moritown rejoice over road reconstruction. Stakeholders in Freetown push national clean cooking strategy. And High Court remands accused for alleged involvement in Kush production. Hello again and welcome from wherever you're joining me from tonight. First in the news, for more than a decade, residents of Moritown lived with a road that had become a source of frustration, choked by dust in the dry season and submerged by flood waters when the rains arrive. But with its reconstruction now completed, residents say a new chapter is beginning to unfold, one they are exceedingly pleased with. AYV's intern, Binta Jallo, has more.
Residents say the deteriorating road also posed a safety risk. Children traveling to and from school were particularly vulnerable as congestion and poor road condition contributes to accidents and near misses.
Because the road is on damage from the outside to map to this point right down there. When they come, we suffer a lot because the road is full up with water. For every vehicle and pass it, it will take time. Even bikes and for the easier, it will take time.
Like now, where this road are not been made, even though if you put business tire safe, in the way dust, they take over the market all. For like customers, some customers will see can't pick. Now where you go. But now what is
effectively because we be free for transport, number one. Then number two, then bike there, we take them, we will begin at school. We incur some accidents.
Now the scene is changing, vehicle moving more smoothly, business has seen customers return, and residents say the persistent flooding and choking dust has eased considerably.
Now they benefit greatly. Papa government want for tell you plenty. Thank you. Thank you for this area we make for we. We appreciate it, sir. We tell you thank you. Now 5,000 for me also to don't be for return. So will be the parent 10, 8,000 because the road not be fine. But now, alhamdulillah.
Now, when they get lost, they get photo. If I come on and street, I go down home, and I tell you and they go to photo again.
They will provide for make this way that they go open the way, God bless them. So the efforts where they make, you understand it? With a blessed Papa government, if I make this road continue, so let make this government here, let make more and more, let make for this more and more.
According to the World Bank, roads infrastructure is a critical drive of economic growth and access to essential service, particularly in rapid extending urban communities from Moritown. The new road is more than public works project. It is a bridge between inconvenience and opportunity. Residents and traders have welcomed the transformation and thanked the government for what they describe as a long-awaiting intervention because when a road is rebuilt, it does more than connect people. It reconnects lives. Intern Binta Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
Sierra Leone has taken a cautious but decisive step toward cleaning the air its people breathe and the fires they cook with. In Freetown, stakeholders have unveiled a renewed push for a national clean cooking strategy aimed at transforming how millions of households prepare their daily meals. In a country where more than 70% of families still rely on firewood and charcoal, the smoke rising from kitchen fires has long doubled as an invisible threat, stripping forests and slowly eroding little life expectancy. Yeo Jallo reports.
At the Sierra Palms Resort in Freetown, government officials, development partners and energy stakeholders gathered to dissect the National Clean Cooking Strategy 2025 to 2035. The plan is being described as a blueprint against what experts call a silent epidemic of household air pollution. It promotes a shift towards cleaner alternatives such as liquefied petroleum gas, bioethanol, electricity, and improved cook stove technologies intended to replace the suit of tradition with the promise of safety. The Minister of Energy, Cyril Arnold Grant, says indoor air pollution contributes to an estimated 8,600 premature deaths each year in Sierra Leone.
Most alarming of all is that indoor air pollution is one of the leading caused by clean cooking. Indoor air pollution in Sierra Leone is not by cigarette smoking, it's mostly by clean cooking, not clean cooking, but by cooking in closed environments. Is one of the leading causes of death in Sierra Leone, responsible for an estimated 8,600 lives every year. Every day, approximately 24 families in this country lose a loved one because of exposure to
Energy and development expert Kande Yunkela described the strategy as a central pillar within broader energy transition efforts, including the Mission 300 Compact, which seeks expanded energy access across Africa.
We've also embedded clean cooking centrally as part of our national energy strategy because it's a strong pillar within the Mission 300 Compact, which is the blueprint for the country going for the next up to 2030. Clean cooking is central.
From the environmental front, officials from the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change say the strategy is essential to showing deforestation as forests continue to be consumed by the daily hunger for firewood.
So reducing greenhouse gas emissions, calming deforestation, and forest degradation.
Meanwhile, ECOWAS ambassador notes that despite the introduction of LPG, over 81% of households still depend on traditional cooking methods.
We have noted on several area fora a low penetration rate of 21% in the use of clean cooking solutions.
For Sierra Leone, the challenge is not only to modernize kitchens, but to rewrite a daily ritual that has long been shaped by smoke and scarcity. The new strategy hopes to turn that page so that the country's cooking fires no longer consume life, but sustain it. Yero Jallo, AYV News Freetown.
Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has trained junior and mid-level officers in mediation and conflict management in a bid to strengthen the country's role in regional peace building. The three-day program focuses on turning diplomats into negotiators of fragile peace, where words are expected to do what weapons have long failed to achieve. Yero Jallo has more.
From the 15th to the 17th of June 2026, officials gathered in Freetown for an intensive training on conflict prevention and resolution. The initiative targets junior and mid-level diplomats within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, equipping them with tools to understand, manage and transform violent conflicts across West Africa. In a region repeatedly tested by coups, insurgencies, and political instability, the training is framed as preparation for a new kind of battlefield, one fought with dialogue instead of bullets.
This training is timely and critical as conflicts around us are becoming more complex, prolonged, and threatening to international peace and security. They require effective resolution mechanisms to prevent violence and ease tensions between parties. Distinguished colleagues, Sierra Leone's history reminds us of the heavy cost of conflict and the great value of peace. Our country came out of a brutal civil war through mediation, reconciliation, and peace building. And today, Sierra Leone is regarded as one of the most successful models of peace, of post-conflict peace building and state building. In delivering the peace that we enjoy today, records show that foreign service officers like yourself played critical roles in supporting high-level government delegations to peace talks. They prepared the talking points for delegations that took part in the negotiations that led to the Abidjan Peace Accord and the Lomé Peace Agreement. In the post-conflict phase, they worked closely with the United Nations, including the UNDP in New York and the UNIPSID in Sierra Leone, in the development of the peace consolidation strategy.
The Deputy Director General described mediation as the sinew of diplomacy, the invisible thread holding fractured political worlds together. He stressed that in today's geopolitical climate, the ability to negotiate across divides is no longer optional but essential.
In spite of the above reality, mediation and conflict management are fundamental to diplomacy, providing the essential frameworks required to prevent escalation, bridge geopolitical divides, and forge lasting peace without resort to violence.
According to the regional security assessments from the institutions such as ECOWAS and policy analysis by the bodies like the Institutes for Security Studies, West Africa continues to face complex security pressures, from political transitions to armed insurgencies and cross-border crime. Against this backdrop, Sierra Leone's investment in diplomatic capacity is being viewed as a quiet but deliberate attempt to strengthen preventive diplomacy. Yero Jallo, AYV News Freetown.
Frabe College once earned the name Anthems of West Africa. It is no longer the case. A new generation is trying to revive that proud intellectual tradition. But that ambition is colliding with a familiar barrier in higher education in Sierra Leone, which is limited funding. A student from Frabe College is set to represent Sierra Leone at the World Debating Championship in Canada. It will be the first for the institution, yet the journey to the global stage remains uncertain amid looming financial challenges. AYV's Isa Bangura reports.
Frabe College is more than a university. Founded in 1827 by the Church Missionary Society, it is the oldest Western-style university in West Africa. For decades, it shaped regional leadership, producing scholars, diplomats, and writers who helped define West African intellectual life. Today, its debating tradition continues that legacy in a different arena, the battle of ideas. The students' qualification for the World Debating Championship in Canada marks a historic milestone for the college. It signals Sierra Leone's growing visibility in international academic competitions, where African universities are increasingly asserting their intellectual presence.
As I speak, we are set to make international representations. Frabe College is the only university in this country that has made international representation for Sierra Leone in debates. I stand not to be corrected on this for debates. Years back, years in, years out, we have made series of representation at the Pan-African University Debating Championship, which is Africa's biggest debating competition. And the World University Debating Championship started in 1981, and no Sierra Leone university, never a time in our story history in this country have we made such a representation. Under my tenure as president of the Frabe College debating team, as I speak, we are now a registered team to participate in the World University Debating Championship in Canada for the first time in Sierra Leone's history.
But behind the achievements lies a persistent challenge: limited funding. The FBC Debating Council says travel, accommodation, and registration costs remain beyond reach without external support. Time, they say, is a luxury they do not have.
We are constrained. As I tell you, that is the biggest debating platform in the world. The debating championship is just like the FIFA Club World Cup. In debate, that is our own work cause. It is the biggest debating platform in the world. And this is the first time we are gracing this stage. And we are short in support in terms of finances and all. We have our budget, and our budget has been it's up to 10,000 United States, away from registration costs that we have covered and the visa support that we have covered. There are other things that we need to sort out that are yet to be handled, and we need such amount of money to ensure the trip become a success. Our sponsors are not enough. We may call it support, yes, it is not enough. We still need external donors to support such an initiative.
Debate has long held a special place in Sierra Leone's academic culture. From inter-school competitions to university halls, it has served as a training ground for lawyers, journalists, and policymakers. Yet organizers say international representation is often limited not by talent, but by resources.
We have written letter twice, but we have not been granted audience by the minister. And I really want the minister to listen to this interview and go into some days, to make a passionate plea to the government of Sierra Leone, to sponsor us in this. We are not acting on our step. We are doing so that Sierra Leone is represented at the highest intellectual platform in the world.
For supporters, this is not simply about sending a student abroad. It is about carrying a legacy forward, a legacy rooted in an institution that once stood at the intellectual heart of West Africa, and a reminder that in a global contest of ideas, silence is not an option, but opportunity often depends on support. Issa Bangura, AWV News, Freetown.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Cisse has officially handed over a newly constructed water well to the people of Leroy Town on behalf of Chris Reffel Foundation and the Sisters Bistro. The project, which seeks to improve access to clean and safe drinking water in the community, was commissioned during a ceremony attended by traditional leaders, government officials, and residents. The initiative is expected to enhance public health and support sustainable community development. Let's watch highlights.
So on behalf of the Chris Reffel Foundation and on behalf of the members of the delegation, and of course on me and my big brother, we on personal behalf, we want to officially hand this well over to the community through a representative of the Paramount Chief. Thank you.
So they will clap for the unveiling of the signboard. This idea of the Reffel Foundation started way back in 2012, where we started doing off charity work in our community and to people in the less privileged communities. And this water well project is born out of those proceeds that were from the food tasting and food reimagining of 2025. This project started months back, and so today we are here in Leroy community to officially hand over this project to the people of this community in Leroy. And we hope and pray that it will be beneficial for them, for them and for future use.
Okay, why I'm glad the minister made the talk and said is he said really waiting my sister group them do. Now for time they forget what happened. I listen to the chief read the talk. He said, I'm the mommy then. When they take care of we, the father and the beginning, how did they suffer for water? I make work inside the storm. I remember they tell me somebody to grow up in a village. I see the mommy that they dance. I'm very happy for her.
And this choir, my affair, when you want some of them, what are you? The new one that you have this was everything to make you happy. Tell me, cry. And God will make multiply income them back again.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Please stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know service matters. Cornex fuel, a litre is a litre, every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart.
Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
Welcome back. I am Phoebian Swale and this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Still in the news, the family of the late man, Alhaji Minkailu Mansari, a senior politician of the All People's Congress APC party, has confirmed to AYV he's passing away earlier today in Senegal. He has been a long-serving figure in Sierra Leonean politics, holding several senior government and part positions over the years, including ministerial roles and parliamentary responsibilities. Within the APC, he was widely regarded as an influential member of the party's national leadership and decision-making structure. Details surrounding the circumstances of his reported passing are still emerging, and the APC is yet to issue an official statement on that. Freetown is no stranger to flooding, especially during the wet season. Riverine settlements such as Crew Bay have always withstood the worst of such disasters. As the rain season intensifies, worry looms among residents of a settlement that could be best described as one of Freetown's most populous. Nevertheless, amid the worry, mild preparations are being made to address recurrent flooding in the area. AYV's intern reporter Aisata Suma reports from Kubi.
Last week, downpour brought so much more than plastic waste to Kurube. This broken bridge, a major link in the community, is one of the skirmishes that the downpour leaves behind. But for a community that is no longer stranger to flooding, everyone is overly conscious.
Well, during the season, we expect the diarrhea. Yeah, is so much flooding, but not all can get flooding. And actually tell you so, and you know, easy the water so cheap because some part of the water only courts picking them for good school for easy because we left picking or easy for good school. The water can full up, so we get push up picking the pass. So some day picking up in good school, but inside 2 years, I will tell what thank you for the water.
Kurube is faced with double trouble. They are recipients of both foreign and internally generated garbage. Conditions here are grossly unsanitary, but the choices are limited. As filthy as the water looks, residents here rely on it for many things. One of them is to wash away the flood-brought debris in homes.
Iboku. We like water they go inside place. I mean I want first. They not say when they can not able to come up for go sell the water. So that the eating side for that in our other problem down. Like all the water don't cancel for was the potopoto inside those. Pass go get our water side back, count our car was to host them because we not get pump. Inside the pump they pass to road pump and they will go there. So now the
in this densely populated community, memories of the past flooding disaster are forever fresh, which is both traumatic and motivating in equal measure. They may have come from various backgrounds, but the common good of early preparation before the rains intensify is more unifying than the politics of green and red.
Well, we not be nothing places. The only thing I don't see small now that dumper we can clean the gutter I don't. Because nothing not every unit, but nothing not in place good it. The flooding. Where the flooding be no problem by the community. Because it's in the water not the circulate side for circulate. Because the gutter they all know. You understand it? When the flooding don't take place, when the water don't take over this community, keep fearful for look. Picking yourself never go to school in my school time. Because it's in everybody they prepare for standby for your own picking and controlling. Because it's in if you're not controlling a big problem. Water they come out so, like how she does so. They come out different angles then. The flooding. You get the flooding. When the flooding be more problem by the community because it's in the water not the circulate side for circulate because the gutter they all know. You understand it? When the flooding don't take place, when the water don't take over this community, keep fearful for look. Picking yourself never go to school in our school time because it's in everybody they prepare for standby for your own picking and controlling because it's in if you're not controlling a big problem. Water they come also. Like how she does so. They come out different angles then.
Some residents say they have elevated household belongings and repairing leaking roofs. However, many believe community efforts alone may not be enough. They are calling on government authorities, disaster management agencies, and humanitarian organizations to provide additional support, including providing drainage infrastructure, waste collection services, and emergency response assistance. Aisat Asuma, AYV News Freetown.
A High Court judge in Freetown has remanded Augustine Joe Dowda after prosecutors presented a human skull allegedly linked to the production of the synthetic drug Kush during ongoing proceedings. The accused is facing charges relating to unlawful possession of materials intended for drug manufacture and the alleged unlawful reopening of a grave. Let's get more from our court reporter, Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo.
The High Court in Freetown, presided over by Justice Aissata Selyutoka, has ordered the remand of Augustine Dowda at the Male Correctional Center after a human skull was tendered in evidence in a drug-related case. The accused is facing 2-count charges: unlawful possession of materials intended for the manufacture of drug under the National Drugs Control Act 2008 and reopening a grave without supervision under the Public Health Act 2023. The prosecution alleged that on the 5th December 2025, at the Kent Police Checkpoint in the Western Area Rural District, he was found with a human skull suspected to be used in the production of synthetic drug known as Kush. During proceedings, a prosecution witness from the Sierra Leone Police testified that the accused led officers to the site where the skull was recovered, and the items were later sent for forensic examination and presented in court as Exhibit A. Under cross-examination, the witness confirmed that no scene reconstruction was carried out. Though the accused was interviewed, regarding the alleged possession. The court also had that the skull was recovered following police investigations, linking it to suspected alleged drug-related activity. A forensic pathologist, Dr. Simeon Owis Koroma, told the court that he examined the skull after receiving it from the police and produced an autopsy report tendered as evidence. He described the skull as being wrapped in black skin sheep, decorated with cowries and coins, and stuffed with papers in the eye sockets, concluding that it belongs to a female aged between 35 and 40 years. He further noted that its arrangement suggested possible ritualist handling or post-mortem manipulation. Following the testimony, Justice Tucker denied bail and adjourned the case to the 25th of June 2026 for another hearing. The case continues.
In sports, I've been joined in the studio by Marie Esther Samuel. Good evening, Marie. What do you have for us in sports this evening?
Good evening, Fabian. Well, for sports tonight, we start off with cricket, as the chairman of Cricket Sierra Leone Limited, Francis Levo Samora, has been endorsed by Members Council for Cricket in his bid for a second consecutive 5-year term, when the endorsement was marked by a colorful campaign walk from the National Stadium practice field, which saw turning out in support of his continued leadership, and as well as the ongoing growth of cricket in Sierra Leone. Sir Solomon Yomba has more.
Over the years, cricket's development in Sierra Leone has experienced incredible turnaround, with numerous projects currently underway across the country. Over the weekend, the Members Council of Cricket Sierra Leone Limited endorsed Francis Levo Samora's candidacy to remain at the helm. Celebrated with a vibrant campaign walk from the National Stadium to Kintom Police Field, the event attracted stakeholders, parents, and cricket enthusiasts alike, as Levo Samora outlined his vision for the future of cricket, guided by the principles of progress, accountability, honesty and transparency.
We don't assure the International Cricket Council we now then they support cricket and government. We don't assure them say the current construction work where they take place now the Trabe College will be completed by December this year. We're now something like 6 months away. When I mean complete, you know go radiate for you so because you get process.
Having served as chairman for the past 5 years, Samoa reflected on his achievement with CSL and spoke about the significance of the Members' Council's endorsement as he seeks a renewed mandate for another term.
We don't ensure say we organize more domestic cricket competitions for all age groups, more than ever before. The grassroots cricket program where get cricket development, where they about cricket development all at the grassroots for embark on. Today we work with over 300 schools countrywide. Girl picking and they play cricket today, it not ever happen. You see girl picking them when they organize cricket competitions for girl picking them when they go school, it not ever happen at cricket. Now the 83 year this will they go to 84 years as an association, this not ever happen. So this now one of the things them way convince them membership here for say this man for continue for provide leadership for the administration of cricket in the country.
Parents have expressed their hope for the continued growth and development of cricket throughout Sierra Leone. Sir Solomon Yumba, AYV Sports, Freetown.
And the Ray of Hope International Academy, in partnership with the Kafubolon Football Association, has concluded a fundraising football match at the Lunge Central Field and furthering efforts to advance girls' education in Sierra Leone. Well, the event brought together renowned footballers from Galaxy 11, including distinguished past and present Leone Stars players and the dynamic Kafubolon All-Stars. The central aim of the match was to raise funds to support scholarships for female pupils at Ray of Hope and other schools in Lungi. More details in our subsequent news program. And quickly, in the ongoing World Cup, we've seen exciting results so far for African nations. We saw an outstanding performance from Cape Verde, having secured a goalless draw with Super World side Spain. And yesterday also the first African team to register a win, that is Ivory Coast against Ecuador by a goal to nil. The only goal was scored by Amad Diallo in the 90th minute of the match. Incredible one, sailors for South Africa, who lost 2-0 in their opening match against Mexico. But other than that, other teams have been doing tremendously well from the African continent, including Morocco, who also succeeded in putting up a brave performance in this course of the campaign. But that's all for Sport Update tonight. Over to you, Fabian.
Thank you very much, Maria-Esther Samula, for the Sports Update. Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, please visit our website on www.aybnews.com. If you have feedback on tonight's news, kindly send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Fabian Sweel. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night. Take care and bye for now.
You're watching AYV Television.
Afri money, no sonko sonko.